Hello everyone and welcome to this The Crew 2 live launch live stream. We are super excited to be here today. My name is Arnaud Frémont. I'm your community developer on the game and I have the pleasure to be back with James Rees, my colleague today once again.
Thank you very much, Arnaud. It's lovely to be back here as well. Like you said, we're celebrating the launch today, which is extremely exciting.
This is tomorrow?
It's tomorrow, yes, the launch for absolutely everybody. But today we're celebrating anyway.
Yeah, we're celebrating.
That's what I was saying. So we've got a fantastic program lined up for today and also two fantastic new guests as well. We've got Ahmed and Delphine. So hello guys, would you like to maybe take a little bit of time to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, of course. Hello everybody. I'm Ahmed Boukhalifa. I'm the director of the studio Ivory Tower. And well, we can talk a bit more about the studio and the story and everything a bit later. There was a guys who tell me I
don't
talk too much.
Spoil the presentation.
But I'm one of the co-founders of the studio, and it's a long story.
Story of passion.
Yeah.
I think we saw you a few weeks ago somewhere.
Yes, indeed. I was at E3. It was a great pleasure of mine, actually. I'm Delphine Dosset. Hi, guys. I'm the brand director on the crew. And actually, my role is really to collaborate closely with the production team, with the business team, so that we create together the best brand experience possible for gamers from the moment we announce the game to the moment it's live in the hands of players.
So we will be able to get back to this whole journey. Yes. But before we start, can you maybe give us an idea of what is the plan for today, James?
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to start off by looking at a quick trailer, a brand new trailer that some people may have seen already, and then having a chat, like you just said, about the early days of the Crew 1, a bit of a nostalgia throwback.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Exactly, you know, throwback Thursday. We're going to have a bit of a chat about the Crew 2 as well, and the whole journey to actually get as far as we have at launch. We're going to have a look at some of the new disciplines that people are going to be able to try out that we haven't been able to show in previous streams yet. We're going to answer a few questions like we usually do as well, and then at the end we're going to do a giveaway for a few versions of the game as well. So stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. It will be at the very end. So before we start, let's check out the latest trailer for The Crew 2, the launch trailer. Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun, but I think we are almost ready to get into all this amazing discipline you saw here. But before we go into this, can we maybe take the time to get a ride through the Crew 2 journey, and maybe from the early start with you, Ahmed, already Ivory Tower Studio? Yeah,
it's true that it's a long story now. We created the studio 10 years ago now. It was our birthday not so long ago. It's true that well, actually we've been doing driving games, racing games. We used to call them racing games. Now we wanted to make them, yeah, we love racing, but bigger than that. So driving.
Racing is not enough.
For a long time, you know, lots of people we're working with, they worked on Lyon has been a hub for driving games for a long time. Virally was born here. That's Rev Unlimited, of course. That was our previous game. And actually, when I joined the Virally team, personally at the time, it was a time where we were loving the games we were doing. We were loving driving and racing, but we wanted to bring more. We wanted to, think like driving. It's about, of course, racing and mastering the curve and handling your cars as good as we can and tuning it, polishing it, learning to master it to the best. But it was, we wanted, it could be so much more. And at the time, the games, they were starting to explode, to go big, to go open world, to go, and that was something we wanted to do. And actually at the time with Test Drive Unlimited, we wanted to try and explore new territories, and that was open world. So like all of Hawaii.
So Rally was not enough, but the small world was not enough too.
And at the time it was like, we want open world. And like, you're in a house and you go out and you go to your garage and you pick your car and you go, and it's all open world and you can drive wherever you want, and you actually meet other players and you flash them and you start and you race together. And that was like at the time like an impossible fantasy, and but we wanted to go for it. And actually that was really the first step in what became the crew, and now the crew 2. And I think I'm talking about it because it's it's still a game we love. We were many of us to work on it and
with
build
millions
it at
of
the time.
players too.
Exactly.
With lots of players at the time, indeed. And it was very, and we tried lots of stuff. And when we finally released it, and it was the very early days of online on consoles, and we experimented lots of stuff. And at the time, we were still dreaming a lot, and we wanted to do much more and much bigger. And at the time, we were still dreaming. We want to make actually Hawaii. It's a bit tiny. We'd like to do all of the US. And we'd like to do all the experience of driving. We don't want to stick with the roads and open road and supercars. We want to go for all and go off road and break the barriers and the frontiers. And that was really the way the Crew 1 was born. It was a long time ago.
Back in the day.
2008, when we created the studio to build the game. And it was really an amazing journey because actually, we were very ambitious, and it took us some time to deliver the game. And in 2014, we started our first closed betas early 2014, and we progressively scaled up, welcomed more players in order to deliver what would become the Crew 1 experience. And for us at the time, it was really super tough, because bringing such a huge game with a big online infrastructure and welcoming millions of players into the game to work together. But it was super gratifying when it's actually there and it works and people are playing into the game and enjoying it and enjoying this huge world and all the variety of gameplays and collecting your cars and tuning them up and learning to discover the whole world. It was super gratifying, and for us, it's what we loved about the Crew experience was that when we released it, we always felt it was just the beginning. And actually, that was the contract we made with the players from the very beginning, which was like, okay, we're bringing
T-shirt too.
Yeah, it's only the beginning. It's like, huge world, huge experience, lots of stuff to do, but it's only the beginning. And see you next month and the month after and all over the year, and we are going to expand the game. And we're going to bring new features, and we're going to bring new cars, of course, and new experiences, new gameplays. And what's super interesting, it's our vision. It's lots of stuff we want to create and make you discover. But it's also working with you guys, players, and listen to you and also listen to you and see what you like, what you don't like, while you play, what you long for, what you demand, and actually build it up with you and working with the community. And that's where James, Arnaud are so important, because you are one of our lifelines with the player, which are so important. And the Crew 1 story was just that. Every month, every year with the expansion, we would work hard to bring new content and expand the game, wild run, calling all units. And we love doing it. And for us, we expanded the game again. And as much as we could. And at some point, we felt like, well, actually, we won't be able to push the walls much further. Yeah. Now we have to break the walls.
Not this time.
We have to break the walls. And that was the Crew 2.
Absolutely. I was breaking the walls both in the game and also with the studio in terms of the evolutions, moving to the new, the new beautiful offices that we have now. So metaphorically.
Thank you for the streaming room once again.
Absolutely.
It will be a perfect place for us to continue this line, as you mentioned, with the players. We've been reading your feedback for a while, and since we've done quite a few ones actually, live test phases. We continue to collect, transfer to the dev team, and yeah, it's only the beginning.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Cool, so now we have a good overview of how everything started. But what happened since last year?
Well, since last year, a lot of things happened. So we announced the game actually at E3 last year. So we had Fergus on stage to share the vision he had for the game to players. That was the very first step. The game was already playable. We had a demo with us for the people who had the chance to be part of E3. And then we went to consumers, to gamers. We went to Gamescom to show it for the first time to European gamers. And then we continued communication. We had a bit of a hiccup in December where we had to push back the dates, and then we came back because we thought it was really time for us to continue polishing this amazing game we had thanks to the test phases we were talking about. And then we went to the press, a lot of press tours, and trying to share the love, you know, till today. And we'll continue.
Yeah, of course, we will continue on the long run. And you mentioned the test. We've done several tests. But also, we are doing on a regular basis here at the studio and other places playtest, something that we already mentioned in the video.
We did, yes, absolutely. It was the focus of the first two behind the wheel videos. Actually, the first one we took some time with you, actually, Ahmed, among others, to show the new location, the new office location, and also the new playtest room. In the second video, we were able to show a bit of footage of some players that we invited specifically for some of those tests as well in person. So it is definitely something that's ingrained in how things are done here at Ivory Tower, and we've had the luck to be able to do it several times in a row now, which is fantastic.
A few weeks ago, it was this weekend. We had the great pleasure to have the open beta.
We did.
We would like to take the time to thank you for all the great feedback we received during the open beta. And you have seen quite a few of them during the starting soon scenes. We had amazing screenshots and amazing videos. So thank you very much, everyone, for sharing this with us. It's always something that we are really keen to share with the dev team. And we don't have to do it, they just search for themselves. And many of your screenshots are already the background of many of our devs right now. So continue to share, we are really excited about this.
Speaking of gameplay, I guess we may as well jump straight in. I think we've got a lot of good stuff lined up here in terms of the content that people are going to be able to discover that they haven't seen yet before, that we haven't been able to show in the previous beta streams as well. So lots of fantastic new things to discover with the dev testers we've got up next door who are ready to dazzle everyone with their gameplay skills.
Yeah, this time it will be with skill. Okay, Ren?
Sure. He's going to win more than just one this time.
Yeah, don't worry. He's too shy now. He don't want to show his face again.
He's ready to blow our socks off.
So the program is to show the different disciplines that we were not able to show on this closed beta and the open beta. So we're going to start with rallycross,
which is actually one of my favorite disciplines.
Is it?
Yeah, I like rallycross. I like rallycross. I enjoy it a lot. I like the whole off-road kind of vibe. Rally raid and rallycross.
You're a bit the violent type.
Well, I don't know about violence. Explorer. I like going off the beaten track. You know, getting a bit of mud on my car. You know, I don't need it all clean all the time.
So here we're going to show, let's say, classical rallycross.
Yeah.
We will stick to dirt. Not a lot of asphalt on this one, I think.
Nope.
Because last time the motocross was a bit, whoa, what's happening here?
It was a bit, yeah. So this is American Petrol, for those of you who want to replay it yourselves in the full game.
Yeah, the rallycross, it's one I really love also because actually I love rally.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Bring memories.
maybe bring memories, you know, from the time. And it's true that it's managing to bring back not so classic because you know the rallycross is a really I think modern and interesting tech. On the rally, bringing tracks with the mix type that really change the asphalt. A bit of an accident and bring all the mix type, and this one is a bit crazy with the ski jump. Actually, the fun part in this one is when you come back on the snow. Actually, you get also not only members of the world, but also from the one,
Yes.
which is
The ski jump is quite a monument.
yeah, interesting mix of nostalgia, and yeah, indeed, and actually, you know, the guys they can also go on dirt even when they should be on asphalt.
I really think you can take him.
So it's a whole mixed bag. All different
And
environments.
also one of the parts I really like with the crew is that we managed to bring some of the classic rally cars into the game, like the Lancia.
Yeah, it's
We
really nice.
have maybe is going to manage to go after it.
No, I think it's,
You know the tiny
it's space
car
day,
in the
let's
front.
say.
You can't beat old school.
You can see.
You can't beat old school.
Yeah.
Although we've got a couple of fantastic new brands as
this
well.
one.
Here we are.
There we are.
Yeah.
We've got Citroën, Peugeot as well.
Yeah. We're always expanding the lineup, and with lots of partners. It's always interesting to work with them. To
Good
bring
French
to
brands
bring
as
their cars, good French brands, and also, you know, it's we you know, sometimes people tell me I'm always battling the same stuff, but I'm so impressed by the work we've been doing on the sound of the car, and you know, the car makes a lot of data. It's like you close your eyes, you just listen to the sound, and you're like, I'm in a rally special. It's really and you know, it's one of the stuff we always loved. Is like, you know, our cars, they are our heroes. We want them to be alive, you know, and the sound, it's like your heart, the heart of your car beating, and we managed to get such rich and alive sound with the cars that makes them so differently presented. It's really a unique experience. And
In fact,
it's very true for the rally cars.
if you just want to take the time to sit back and enjoy the sound of the cars, one little tip that we can give you is to do so in the house. A lot of people don't know that when you go towards the car that you've got set as your favourite, you'll have a few little options to interact with it. There'll be little white dots that appear on your vehicle, and one of those is to be able to rev the engine. It's in the complete quiet.
And use it.
Exactly, yeah. You can use the windscreen wipers as well. Not much use inside,
the
I guess,
horn.
but on the horn. But you can really
Nice
hear
for the
sound in
neighborhood,
there.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we already switched to the next one, so I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's Monster Truck.
It is, and it's one that we haven't really been able to show off at all in the stream so far. Something a little bit different, very American, which we love as well. That's big cars, big wheels. Always good fun to watch.
Actually, the Monster Trucks, it was one of the big evolutions we brought with the Wild Run expansion after a year, and it was really a pivotal moment for the crew, because you know, when we launched the game, we had this like, okay, MMO, RPG, world of cars, big huge driving world. You go on the road, you go off road, lots of new gameplay modes we brought, expanding the game, but at some point, like, what's the new frontier? And when we started prototyping, it was like, let's start playing with the physics, and we wanted to, you know, the way we looked at it was always, yeah, driving is more than just trucks. It's open world, it's social, it's going with your friends, it's road trips, and actually it's much more than
very nice.
It's much more than I love supercars and Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and we always go back to them, but yeah, it's so much more than that, and it's monster trucks, and it's drugs and everything, and really managing to bring that into the crew really expanded the experience, and actually it was very inspirational for us, pivotal, in order to prove to ourselves that we could bring much more Come on, guys.
We're really going for it, this one.
You know that we are looking at your game, right?
You know, actually, I must say we will give you the names and address of the guys. They are all designers and full-time testers of the game, so they know it by heart.
I mean, they're really stressed. It's super stressful.
Yeah, it's live. It's live. And yeah, indeed, the monster truck. You know, it's lots of stuff. What we love is like to try and explore new territories. Lots of stuff when we start and do them. Our first reaction is like, yeah, it would be so cool, but no way. And yeah, let's try. Let's go for it. And I think that's one of the keys to the way we create the experience and to what makes the crew unique is that we love to try things. We love to we dare. We always want to innovate. It's true for technology. Like how do we bring such a huge world and with all those vehicles, and because we want to expand always and innovate, and that was key for the monster truck. That was key afterwards with calling all units, expand the experience, expand into multiplayer, expand into new game modes, new ways, expand into the the experience, and that's really what drove us for the Crew 2 as well. With like, no, let's break new frontiers, let's go in the skies, let's go in the waters, and let's redefine the experience around all our disciplines to really create this framework mapping from everything we're going to bring, and to have for just have fun with the monster trucks, go for the pure driving experience with the rallycross we saw just before, or the other disciplines we're going to see afterwards.
Or just use the monster truck to drive over other cars,
Yeah,
or
you can do whatever you
big
want.
rocks and climb up mountains as well, I guess.
You can.
It's the beauty of being able to do whatever you want.
Actually, what I like is to come into those
The arenas?
monster truck arenas, but with the dirt bikes.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, that's a whole different experience.
So next time Ahmed will be playing.
And he'll
doing
be
the
showing
live
us his
stream.
dirt bike skills.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
It's really important to keep in mind that, of course, here we are just doing a few events. But of course, the crew is about freedom. So if you don't want to do events, you can just cruise with your friends, alone, and you can use the amazing feature that is a fast fav that you've seen a bit before, when you can switch between a plane, a boat, and a ground vehicle at any time.
Absolutely. And speaking of planes,
Oh, perfect transition.
we're on to good transition, Arno. It's almost as if you know the script of the thing. Oh wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, I wrote it.
So we're moving on to air race, which is another one of the disciplines that I enjoy, but I'm absolutely terrible at. Here in Jersey, I believe it's the Jersey race.
Yeah, exactly. So we just over the city. So air race is most of the time about cities, about natural wonders, and well, just be the fastest, the fastest, and try to follow the recommendation lines. It's not easy.
No, it's much harder than it looks actually, especially with a plane that. So these planes are quite maneuverable and they change direction quite fast. In fact, things like the Red Bull Air Race that you've been able to see before now, it's really no exaggeration how quickly those planes move. It's ridiculous. So it's quite hard to control as well when you've got it in hand.
For a record at the checkpoint. Keep going.
So we have a wide selection of planes also, but not only cars. We have a lot of partners for planes.
And like it's really like the discipline also that the type of vehicle that really showcases the total freedom you can have into the game, the beauty of it, and moving like around all the landmarks, the buildings. It's really enjoyable.
And it's very physical. You know, it's one of the, so not when you're playing, but when you are talking about the difficult masters and technically are very fast. It's really something we wanted to, we had the chance to actually fly with aerobatic pilots when we were designing the game.
A good memory or?
For me it was a very good memory because
Paul,
I did not fly, but I drove to the airport with the guys, and I was waiting for them when they came back, and they had to fall over and wait for a few hours to recover. And but it's a very unique experience. and actually it's super violent. You know, actually we had the chance to test it with planes, also with helicopters. You know, we work very closely with Red Bull, and we have several very unique, iconic Red Bull vehicles into the game, and actually with them, like other manufacturers, or it's super interesting to not only get the vehicles in, to partner very closely with them to get the actual data, sound, physics, and to recreate the very uniqueness of the vehicles, but it's also to go and meet the guys, meet the pilots, meet the mechanics, meet all the guys. And so, for example, recently, when we went to Austria with Red Bull, to the Red Bull ring, we spent lots of time with the Red Bull their team, and we spent lots of time with their plane and helicopter pilots to working closely. Okay, try it. Sometimes puke a bit, but I spent lots of time working with them, talking with them. Also with the Drift Brothers. That was very, you know, basically what we're doing to the game. And actually, are we going for?
This is, we have now moved on to a drag race, I believe. So yes, we're heading up the street race family. Absolutely. And it's another iconic discipline, really. When you think of street racing, you think of the US. You think of big, powerful cars, then drag race is definitely up there with them.
Yeah, it's true that in the US drag race, you know, you have all those specific drag race locations while you would go on Thursday night or Friday nights. And actually, it's like, do you say tourniquet? Or manège?
Oh, like a roundabout.
Like a roundabout.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like a roundabout where you
Not
have.
for kids, but,
it's a roundabout for grown-ups, and actually, it's really a magic place because you will go. You know, you come just for the show, or you come to drag race, and you have this waiting line, and then car by car will go one next to another, and you go and you do your drag race, and you turn around and come back and go for another round, and you have this stuff, and you spend the evening driving or drinking, eating snacks, and going back to driving, and it's like, it's magic. And it's really the kind, you know, and that's really one of the key things we wanted to recreate with the Crew 2, with our disciplines. It's all about very specific vehicles, ways of driving, but actually experiences. And drag race is very unique, like drift is very unique, like aerobatics. Air race is very unique, and it's not just about the vehicles.
Okay, guys, stop going so fast. We need to see something on the screen, please.
Oh, it's not so good, and it's very, very unique, and that's what I love about the car culture. You know, in the Crew we call it Motor Nation because that's what we want to create. And going through all those disciplines, what we love is being able to, whenever, okay, I love building the ultimate garage with my cars, my bikes, my planes, my boats, and everything. But what I love is that depending on, okay, what I want to drive, but also the mood I'm in and the kind of experience I want to live, I will go more and more through those disciplines. For example, I've been playing the Crew a lot over the past few years, and I've been playing a lot the first 2 or 3 hours of the game over the past few months, and I was starting again a progression yesterday night, and actually this time I was in a mood for competition, so I just went to the circuit, to touring car, and I would just try to go for touring and races and touring and races.
And some drift. We saw you yesterday when you were leaving the office.
And a bit of drift.
Trying to beat the drift.
In the car park.
We're not supposed to talk about this, I think.
No. Well, you mentioned circuits. I think that the next discipline you've got lined up actually is on the circuit. Circuit racing by excellence.
Yeah,
the
single seaters, amazing ones. So super powerful.
All about speed. Speed, precision, and following the line.
And one thing playing right now, it's something that we witnessed during the open beta. We've seen a lot of players' liveries.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think you really like planes and you really like Alpha GP cars because we saw amazing liveries there.
We saw a lot of replicas of real liveries as well, which was amazing. And the level of detail was just fantastic. I had no idea how you managed to create all those shapes with just the options that we've given you. because
That's a
I
good thing.
I can just draw straight lines, basically, basic words, that kind of thing. That's about as far as my talent goes. But
I
someone
can
Just
see
put
on-
James.
and there might be a spelling mistake in my name. I don't know. Maybe a Z instead of an S. Who knows? But no, some of the stuff we've seen coming out, special libraries, is absolutely amazing.
So here it's just about precision. You need to go fast, but you need to take the right turns.
Yes.
So normally the guys should know the secrets by heart now.
I love the sound of this one.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But you know, whenever I go with the Rev the F1, I go for the race and I stick with the car and I leave the circuit.
Just to listen to
And I go downtown. I keep getting lost with it.
The thing is, it goes so fast that you can't necessarily see the turns coming up. You end up in your location
Yeah.
faster than you would have liked to go.
And also, you know, one of the stuff which I really love, talking about the snow again, was like one of the inspirations we had was like, talking with Red Bull about it, they had this kind of F1 on ice event
Yeah.
at some point,
Yeah.
and which actually, whenever it snows, and
put
I
chains
feel
on
like
the
it,
wheels.
yeah, per
Yeah.
chance, and so we don't have the chains, but you can definitely go and
Snow.
and on the snow with the F1, and it's, you know, like mixing and getting the unlikely to happen is really some of the there are so many magical moments you can create in the crew, like F1 in the mountain, in the snow, or whatever. It's one of the stuff that keep getting back through the game again and again, to go through the disciplines and progress a bit and get some parts and get some bucks and money and buy new cars and get lost in something I didn't prepare for and I didn't
Absolutely.
expect.
It's definitely all down to your imagination. In fact, one of the things, one of my favourite screenshots, I think that I saw on Reddit, probably during the open beta, is what I like to call boatception. And it was people trying to get as many boats into swimming pools as they could. And there was a picture of a boat in a swimming pool, and there was a picture of a boat in a swimming pool on another boat that was on the sea. I just want to see how far we can take it, because to be honest.
We also saw some players trying to get out of the HQs.
Yes, on foot. So it's going to take you a very
We
long
saw
time
you.
to walk across the map. We spotted you.
You can try, but it's gonna take a lot of time. We won't do this in a live stream on our side, I think.
No.
We will fix it.
No, don't.
Don't make such a comment.
Closing on the final line now for the race.
So we are seeing quite a few questions. We will try to answer some of them. After
Yes.
this discipline.
Absolutely.
Because here we have really speedy cars, but the next one also is about speed and about
It is.
amazing cars.
It's about long distance too. That's what I quite like about it. That it combines, the love of very powerful performance, well-known car brands over long distances as well. So you want to do a road trip, you want to drive fast, you want to look good in a hypercar. Well,
Why
spoiler
not?
alert, maybe this discipline is for you. I don't know.
Maybe. Of course, we won't show the full hypercar race.
They can take quite a while.
Because, well, we will have maybe the opportunity on the later stream.
Yes.
But today
We'll
we are
let you-
celebrating the launch. By the way, we've seen quite a few questions about the launch. That is the official launch tomorrow. So it's local time on PS4, Xbox One, and Uplay. So local time midnight.
Middle time.
It's
It helps
local
if we
time
give the actual
something.
time. It's local time, but we'll let you figure out which time. Yes, midnight local time for everybody. The game will go live. The doors of Motor Nation will open, and you can put pedal to the metal in whichever vehicle it is.
And please, we know that you really are excited to play, but take some rest, because we saw some people already with amazing level of icon levels.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for your passion.
We are amazed and grateful in equal measure, but please do get some sleep sometimes.
Please
It will help.
eat, have a break.
Cannonball.
We know that you want to reach the icon 600 rewards, but guys, you have time. Don't worry.
Time, as much time in the world. So here we go with the hypercar discipline, and you can spot a lot of very well-known, very prestigious brands there. All fantastic people.
Not your regular car in French countryside.
Not for the usual kind of commute to work every morning, no. Absolutely not.
Monaco countryside.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe we can move the studio there.
Not after all the work we did.
Yeah,
Exactly, we wouldn't have a live stream, we wouldn't have a streaming
We
studio.
will never leave you. Sorry. So yeah, just gonna give you a few more minutes with the car.
Ooh.
Ooh, what happened?
It's not what you want to do with a hypercar. If you pay that much for a car, you don't want to drive it head-on into a truck.
No, in barrels
Or
too.
barrels.
Guys,
Yeah, I'm not treating a car.
are you
with
just
respect.
trying to?
So what we'll probably do is we'll keep this gameplay running in the background
Yeah.
for you guys to check out whilst it's ongoing, and maybe we can start tackling some of the questions that we've seen come through and some of the main things we wanted to chat about as well to give some players updates.
Sure.
With that in the background. So I'll get started on that on my end. One update we wanted to give before moving on to the questions that we've seen you ask here in the chat is just about a few of the issues we've seen crop up during the early access to the crew. So we talk about the worldwide launch coming up tomorrow, midnight local time, but we have had some players in game already, which has been really exciting. Players who had early access and were able to join the game back on the 26th.
So we have been working a lot for a few weeks now.
We have, yeah,
With the open
absolutely.
beta, the closed beta, and the
It's kept us
pre-launch,
busy.
launch.
But despite all those, there have been a couple of little issues that we've seen crop up, namely on PlayStation 4 and Xbox most recently. We've seen that some players have had issues accessing their Season Pass content, Deluxe content, pre-order content. They can all play the game, but they haven't quite got the extra bonus items just yet. Now we are working on it. For those of you affected, we're obviously very sorry that you've encountered this issue, but please know that the teams are hard at work getting that sorted, and we aim to bring you all of that as soon as possible.
Yeah, we are not forgetting this thread
No,
at all.
absolutely not.
It's
In
on our mind
fact,
every day,
Exactly.
everywhere.
If you wanted to stay up to date with how we're doing on that, we have got a couple of threads on the forums. We do post about it whenever we can on Twitter as well. But on our official forums, we have a thread about the PlayStation and about the Xbox separate issues. So please do keep an eye on those for any updates. We've also heard that there are a few Russian players who've had issues accessing the game. The maintenance that we performed should hopefully have, it was yesterday, I think?
Yesterday morning.
Should hopefully have resolved that for most of you. We know there are a couple of little issues remaining. We're working on that too. We've got our fantastic Russian teams on the case, and they're working as fast as they can to get that sorted for absolutely everyone.
Yeah, for update, don't hesitate to go to the VK page.
Yes.
Where they centralize all the information,
Absolutely.
and we will be able to answer you later.
Absolutely.
And big thumbs up to those guys.
It does, absolutely. So some of the other reports that we've seen come through since the start, a few things just to reassure you that we are working on plenty of things already. We've seen a few reports of some slightly high drift scores, maybe due to some
Surprising
rather
scores.
surprising scores, let's say, based
drag
on
race one.
on drag race
We
ones
have
as
a
well.
few fixes on the wheel.
Yes, we already have that.
Sorry, it
Under
won't
wraps.
last.
Make the most of it whilst we still can. We're also working on, we're looking into the issues that you reported about driving wheels. There are a few that have cropped up there too. Teams are having a look at that. And also accessibility options that are very important for us. So colorblind modes, things like that. It's definitely something that we're having a look at. We don't have any TA for any of those things, I'm afraid, because it's in progress, but we haven't missed it, we've seen it. So don't worry, we're on it.
And we do care about this stuff. That's
Absolutely.
really important.
We know it's very important to how you experience the game.
And for the driving wheels, please continue to share your feedback.
Yes.
We are transferring all the information we receive, so whether it be the model, the driver, do you have any error codes, please continue to send reports. It will help us a lot to continue to improve the experience. We've seen some of the non-supported driving wheels also reported. Of course, it's just the beginning of the adventure. We will see what can be done in the future.
Absolutely. So that's those subjects out of the way. We just wanted to quickly touch on those before launching to the questions that you've got in the chat. So let's get cracking with those. We've got Racemaster Dave asking whether there will be weekly challenges. So we will have challenges planned. Excellent transition, Dave. We haven't announced our first one yet, but we will very soon. It's going to be quite an iconic event. So stay tuned to all our channels for more information on that. But yes, the first one is coming, and we hope to have regular challenges for all of you in-game. Absolutely.
It will be actually on the in-game news page.
It will, yes, you'll be able to see it in-game, you'll be able to see it on our social media as well, Twitter, Facebook, everything. We'll share it far and wide so that we can get as many of you to participate as possible. Then we have...
That asking for the name of the launch video.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't remember.
I don't know it off the top of my head. We've had a lot of people ask about that, so we will...
But we will make sure to find a way to transfer this information.
Yes.
Whether it be on the chat here after the end of live stream or on the forums, we will find for sure this song for you guys.
We will. We'll keep you posted. The question after that is about physics by Ezio and whether we're going to update the physics further or whether we like the way it works. Well, the way the physics are in the game are very specific to the crew's DNA. It's the way that we visualize the handling of the cars. A lot of work's been done on it already to make them as close as possible to our vision.
And for those that want to explore the physics, I would encourage you to go into the physics parameters.
Yes.
It's true that you can really toy with the game. You know, it's like...
If you don't like it, you just customize it the way you want it, really.
Easy to learn, hard to master. That's
Yes.
really the way we look at it. And in order to bring all the diversity we have in the crew, we had to have the most comprehensive physics model in order to be able not only, you know, initially to bring all the diversity in the cars, in the brands, in the models, and even more when we build boats and planes and everything. So it's a very complete, comprehensive, hundreds and hundreds of parameters for every vehicle to tweak and fine-tune. And yeah, we bring lots of assists. We want players to have fun, instant fun. But you know, a lot of you are hardcore players, fans of the crew, and playing for lots of time. There is some competition, and there is sometimes steep learning curve, and that's the way we look at it. But also the crew, it's about freedom and freedom to play like you want. It's true for exploring or racing or doing whatever. It's also true for toying with the physics and tuning your cars. So yeah, please, you know, I was this afternoon we were again toying with it, and actually we were turning street racing
it was
cars
almost late for the live stream because of it. So
yeah, the guys were a bit stressed. But into drifting cars, you know, if you're just going into the parameters, removing all the helps and actually removing, you know, all the grip on the rear wheels, and then whenever you would turn, then you start spinning around, and so you have to counter steer all the time and everything, and it changes the stuff very heavily, and it's what I love about the physics. It's like, yeah, you can get in, you can have fun, you feel the difference, but again, you can really fine-tune it to your needs and your like, and to really enjoy driving, because the crew is all about enjoying driving. If you enjoy driving all along our roads for hours and hours, it's because you love the cars and you love the feeling and the driving, and really, yeah, it can be an effort, but if you make the effort, I'm sure you will find your happiness with it.
And if you'd like some quick tips on how to start all of that, we actually touched on it in our last stream with Aurel, who's just next door. So be sure to check out the replay of that, because he'll be able to run through some of those settings for you.
yeah, we just went through the first 5 of them, I think.
Yes.
But now that the game is available tomorrow, you will be able to have access to the full list.
Yes.
And there
As
are
you progress
plenty
through
of
the game.
options if you want to really remove all the assists, everything.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
It is.
On my side, no, but just a few tweaking, but it's really up to your own convenience.
So moving on to the next question, the GeForce 522 is asking whether we'll be doing technical tests before future features. I mean, PvP is mentioned there, but
Future features?
Future features, yes. Among them PvP, so that players can have a try and help us test. So we will be doing technical tests for various things. After launch, it's something we started doing a while ago pre-launch. In fact, we've talked about it in some videos before as well. It's something we'd love to keep on doing, and that we 110% plan to keep on doing. Can't really say much more about it at this stage because we still got to figure out all the details of it, but yes, we'll be doing tests. Absolutely.
And if you want to learn more, you can watch the video of the post-launch plan,
Yes.
your one, with Sofiane, who was here last week, explaining
Absolutely.
all details about what is planned for the upcoming months. Upcoming months.
Yep.
And with all the new features. But of course, it's just teasing for now.
Yeah. So, soon. But yeah, technical test servers, they're super important for us. They've been super important to build the crew. We've been doing such tests for over a year now, and it's super important. It's super strong. It helps us bond with you guys, players, to learn a lot, to build up the game with you. Now that it's officially live, yeah, it's an even stronger bond we can develop, and bringing the game in advance through the TTS to test before release. That's a big plus for us.
I know, sneakily scrolling down on the questions there.
It's difficult to follow. Okay, I think we have a bit more time, so we can take more questions maybe today, because the stream was a bit shorter than before.
It was,
We were quite
Actually,
busy,
the guys they
but-
are still 70% into the race, so
we can keep on.
30% questions left.
it's one of the big ones.
So we discussed about the release date, so the upcoming updates. You can learn more on the video.
We've got a few questions coming through about the overhead route planner and the GPS bands. That is something we've seen come back in feedback in various forms. So yes, we have seen that. Obviously, we don't have any updates on it because it's something that's just fresh in. But we have seen your feedback and it's been passed on to all the teams here. But that's all we can really say on that.
And we have one question from Tire Slayer. Before I go to the question, we really want to thank him for the videos that you've seen at the beginning of the live stream.
Just before the start,
It was a challenge to release this video in time for him. He did it just for the sake of this live stream, so thank you very much. That's really appreciated, and once again, we are really proud of everything you have created.
Absolutely, he pulled out all the stops to get that into us in time for the start of the stream, so great job, man, really appreciate that.
So, to the question.
Back to the questions.
So, do we plan to add more drift cars? Well, basically,
we will have more cars, more planes, more lots of things, and yeah, some of them will be drift cars.
So we keep some surprises, but every month we release 2 new cars.
Yeah.
So you can expect some of them being drift cars, of course, and some of them are pretty cool. But I just keep this.
Got a quick question on when the season pass will be released and how much will it be? Well, you'll be able to get the season pass individually from tomorrow, actually. So prices can vary according to where it is you're looking to buy it. So I'd suggest you just go to the store and check that out yourselves for your chosen platform. But as of tomorrow, you'll be able to purchase that individually.
I've seen quite a few questions about do you plan to do this or this?
Yeah, it's tricky to give you a full agenda right now. I mean, the game's technically not fully out yet until midnight. So know that if
we have plans, for sure.
If you ask the question, we see it, we take it on board, and then obviously, Yeah,
we balance all the feedback.
Exactly.
The idea is to make sure that it fits with the updates, it fits with the right timing. Because developing new stuff is time consuming, and we need to make sure if we don't want to delay all to
No, but we plan a lot. We did announced a little bit about the post-launch a few weeks ago, and we will talk a bit more sometime. Actually, we have a lot to say, but if we talk,
I don't think Delphine is ready to share a lot.
We may be in danger.
Exactly, we won't get our wrists up. But I mean, we.
Can't you show the next big trailer right now?
Stick around in August, kind of, Don't go too far on vacation.
There we go.
Okay, I can say my plans now.
Yes.
So about balancing, about making sure that the old races are well balanced, etc. Of course, we will continue to have a look of all your feedback. We have also on our side tracking that allows us to see if there's an issue with particular events or stuff. So we will improve all of this.
We've got a question from Racemaster Dave again about Battle Eye and the fact that he's mentioned a few dodgy times in drag races already, like we mentioned earlier on. We are aware of those, we're looking into it. If anyone does ever spot something you consider a little bit suspicious on the leaderboard, then do let us know. Just provide us with the screenshot so that we can see exactly where that is. Don't hesitate to get in touch with our support teams or our CM team about that, and we can investigate that for you and check that everything's okay.
Yeah, we are working really closely with the Battle Eye team,
Yep.
so we will make sure to continue to improve. If you identify software that's a bit dodgy, do not hesitate to report them, and we will put them on the blacklist.
Exactly. What else do we have here? Let's have a look. Scrolling down.
Scrolling.
Can you still buy the cars if you didn't get the gold edition cars? So there are only 3 exclusive vehicles in the Crew 2, which are the vehicles that Season Pass owners get. I'm trying to remember, so we've got Spitfire,
The Porsche?
the Porsche, yep, Porsche.
That's a good way to say it, sorry.
Classic Porsche, it's the Porsche 911, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
the old school one, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, and then the third car is the, what is the, I've forgotten the third Season
Yeah.
Pass vehicle now. Off the top
Go
of
on.
my head. It's completely gone. But yes, there are 3 that you cannot buy in the store that are exclusive to Season Pass owners. All the rest of the content that you see in the packs, you can purchase with either in-game currency or crew credits, entirely your choice. They'll be available in the store
Yeah.
for you.
There's just a small early access for gold owners.
Yes.
They will unlock them a bit before everyone else.
For the
But
new
it's
vehicles.
1 week after, you will be able to
Yes.
purchase them the way you want.
Absolutely.
So if you have a lot of crew credits, a lot of bucks, just go for it. I think we are covering most of the question now. Before we move to something else, almost the end of the live stream to be honest, we want to take the opportunity to discuss about this live stream format. We have been doing, it's our 3rd one now,
Yep.
but the idea is to continue to do more live stream in the future. We are now it's built, so we will use it. So we will, in the coming weeks, release a calendar with our upcoming live stream. But the idea will be to give you a regular rendezvous to discuss all your feedback on a regular basis.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like Arno said, we're very lucky to have a space to be able to live stream to you as regularly as we like. So we'll definitely be publishing a schedule of what's planned soon, once we've finalized all the details. But the idea is basically to be able to give you as many updates as soon as possible on what's going on behind the scenes, answer any of your questions as well, and really get a good back and forth going so that you guys know exactly what it is we're working on at any point in time.
Yeah, the idea is also to take the time to review all together. Whenever we release a patch or something, we will take the time to read the patch notes. It might be boring, but it could be helpful.
Exactly.
And
Just tell you
also
what's
give
what.
some more details about what to expect at this time.
Yeah.
We will release new vehicles. We will also showcase them. Sometimes it will just be James and I, but sometimes we will have amazing guests to go into more details. So we have many people very talented in the studio, and we can't wait to invite them here.
Absolutely. So don't worry, it's not, we haven't just done the 3 live streams and then we're stopping. We're not just going to do
Oi.
one live stream every few months. We're going to be doing much more regularly than that. So sadly, you're going to see a lot more of our ugly faces on a regular basis. Well, I'll speak for myself. Arno's beautiful, so you know.
Yeah, I might cut my hair at some point, but I would be here.
And you have many questions, so we will need to come back regularly to
Yeah.
To
address
answer them
one at a
absolutely.
time.
Exactly. It's easier to speak than to type, so we'll just do it live.
Yes, the live stream will be our main communication point, I think, regarding what we are planning, what we are up to, what are the dev things at the moment. So
Yep.
make sure to tune in. We will provide the calendar beforehand. And we will also not only have live stream here, but we're also planning to have our amazing community team moderating the chat right now and reporting all your questions, having some live stream on their side too.
Yeah, they'll be doing some Let's Plays. They'll be heading through the game, maybe crewing up with some of you guys as well to play it all together. There's a whole variety of things planned that we're looking forward to putting on our Twitch channel. So be sure to subscribe so that you can see when it is we go live. We'll obviously keep you posted on whatever it is we have planned as well. It's exciting. We're looking forward to it. It should be good fun.
Yeah. And we might also host some of you guys
Yes.
on our official channel.
Absolutely. Never hesitate to send us links to your own channels, or if you're planning any big events, any tournaments, things like that. Let our CMs know, let us know, and we'll see what we can do to maybe give those as much visibility as possible. Because at the end of the day, you guys are the ones that make the game live, and if we can showcase any of that on our channel as well, that'd be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, this channel is only about the crew, so
Exactly.
we will make sure to use it.
All things the
at
crew.
post. Okay, cool. I think we covered most of the question.
We have. So we've got.
The giveaway, maybe?
We've got a bit of a giveaway to do now. It's always,
You
we always
were
wait
about
until
to
the end.
forget.
Never forget the giveaway. We just know that as soon as we launch it, the chat gets taken over by a raffle. So just checking we don't need it for anything else. But yes, we're going to be giving away a few gold editions of the game. I think five
of
today.
them.
Five
Yep.
gold editions in the raffle, which is going to be run by our community team in the chat. So do take part in that.
So to participate, make sure to post on the Twitch channel !raffle.
Exclamation mark.
Excellent.
I don't know what an expansion mark is, but don't use that one, you won't win. If you use the exclamation mark, you might though. So it's exclamation mark raffle, and then the CMs will get in touch with you and let the winners know. So here we go.
And
There we
can
go.
see quite a few
And
ones. Yeah.
There goes the chat. So I guess all that's left for us to do now, whilst that's running, is to thank everyone that's made this stream possible today as well, to celebrate the launch of the game. So we've got fantastic dev team next door showing you all the amazing gameplay that you've been witnessing.
I think they are playing the Don't Really Care About the Game.
Absolutely. We've got Damien behind the scenes over here making sure that everything from the tech point of view goes smoothly. And then,
Okay,
of
no
course,
sound issues this time.
we sounded amazing, so round of applause.
We made it.
Only took three streams. And obviously we've got our two fantastic guests, Delphine and Ahmed.
And not to mention our two amazing hosts,
Come
Dev,
Dev.
very unique, always on the
You
bridge
guys.
for you guys.
It's our
So
pleasure,
again,
really.
Thanks
It's
for all the work.
Congrats.
always a lot to
And
handle, but
dedication.
it's always a pleasure. And
It is.
well, for us, it's just a time to relax, to discuss with nice people, and have a
Sit
lot
on
of
a nice
people with
comfy
us.
sofa, looking at some cameras.
It's like a
Have a good
break in our day. Thank you very
Kind of.
much. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much, everyone. We can't wait to see everything you've been creating in the upcoming days. Do not hesitate to share everything, whether it be feedback, whether it be concern, whether it be amazing videos or screenshots. And we will make sure to pass it to the dev team and to the whole community.
Absolutely. We will do indeed. So, speaking of videos, I think that we do have one lined up for the stream as well. We've got to find a little
Yeah, it's a final
trailer to show.
final.
It's nothing. Final. Well, are we not? Okay.
Launch trailer.
Maybe I jumped the gun. I don't even know. Yeah, it's the second trailer.
It's Delphine.
No, it's two launch trailers.
European launch trailer.
Yeah, it's a European live trailer. It's a live trailer. Yeah, mix of gameplay,
Yes.
mix of live.
It is.
Very
action.
daring concept.
It's a daring.
It's actually very cool.
It's really
Yeah,
nice.
it's really
We
very
love
cool.
it.
Yeah.
It is.
So please enjoy, and thanks again for tuning in.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
See you on the
Very
road.
soon. Enjoy
Thank
the
you
game.
guys.
Take care,
Bye.
guys.